Welcome everyone to the
Welcome.
Female Bodybuilding channel. And JB, today we have two guests, correct?
We have two guests now, yeah.
The new generation that's coming up in the scene, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
We are giving you guys a quick little resume of the St. Louis Pro before we jump into our interviews. And JB, this Tuesday, we saw Pamela on the list for the St. Louis Pro. Pamela Cranfield, correct, JB?
Cranfield, yeah. Coached
And
by
coached by
Michael Aycock.
And when we saw her name, this is going to be the favorite to win, because we base who is going to win, not who we specifically like the most, or it's who the judges reward and what look they brought last time. And last time she was amazing. She stepped on stage, JB, and she was shredded, correct?
Shredded as ASFF, yeah.
Glutes are really popping.
Yeah.
And the hamstring tie-ins, she really presents her physique in a very good way. She's hiding some of her flaws and making her good poses stand out better.
Yeah, it was great teaching of her coach and her posing coach. A plus appearance.
And she finally is going to the Olympia after being runner-up twice in 2022. It was a very close show, though, with both Emilia and Danny Castillo very close behind her. Both athletes are bigger. They have a better structure. But their conditioning was not the same, JB.
No, this was not the same. Pamela, like I said, was an A+ for women's lightweight bodybuilding, I say,
So when the judges are going online and talking about they don't want to see conditioning and striate the glutes of women's physique, that is a lie, JB. Is this correct?
Yeah, this is a lie, but we heard it just from one now.
No, we heard it from Sandy Williams and we heard it from Tariq. That's two, and Sandy is the main judge that judges all women's physique show at the Olympia. Is this correct?
This is correct. Maybe we can we can find the footage. So we can prove
both the winners, Anne Moon and this Pamela, are shredded and the most conditioned. So what the judges are saying is not what exactly was being rewarded. Is this correct?
Yeah, this is correct. But maybe it's a problem that the heads not giving the directions to the judges on
but
site.
These are the Olympia judges, and this show was also judged by another Olympia judge. So obviously the Olympia judges, they know the direction.
They don't call each other. I think they just
Anyway, Pamela did not disappoint. Tremendous win. We didn't. There was no stream, so we just saw some pictures, and we shot thanks to Julia Whitesell, who went live. And on the live, we could really see the hardness and the condition on Pamela. But Danny Castillo, JB, from the back.
Yeah. It was great. It was really great. I was really surprised. Yeah.
And congratulations to the girls.
Congratulations. And by the way, I have a little feature. On stage was helping out Brooke Walker. Was really great. Did a great job.
You're going to see the pictures. We have good NPC online pictures, or at least you've seen how they look. And Pittsburgh Pro is wrapped. And this week, when this is out, you'll see in the list, so we can tell you some of the names. And we have Pittsburgh Pro. And JB, we have Collie Amandine. We have Emily Schubert, with the tremendous size that you and me enjoy for women's physique. We don't care about divisions, blah, blah. We want to see the size, correct?
And she has a condition also.
And
she's already done.
And we have the favorite. Who's the favorite? Emily, who's taken a year off and she was at Olympia in 2021, or Mimi Solange, who was top 10 at last Olympia. And she texted me and she said, JB, she's bigger, better proportions, better condition, and her posing is better. For me, Mimi is the clear favorite. What about you?
Yes, from that also, because of the placing. Not personal, because I like Amandine very much, you know it. and also her shape and appearance and so on, no matter what.
You have to go by last placings.
They got mobile last placings, and also I think Mimi is more the judge's choice. I think
we shall see. We can't wait. The full list is going to be out when this show is out, so then you guys have probably debated. So we don't know all the list, but it's going to be really cool to see Colly Amandine, Emily Schubert, Mimi Solange, and also Dani Castillo is going for the New York Pro. Do you think she can get into harder conditioning and try to win it? Because obviously they want to see the hard conditioning. And if she gets into the hard conditioning, JB, she might lose some of that nice, beautiful fullness.
I think, but they have to make the decision. But, you know, Shelby is a master of thinking. He knows what to do.
And with that, JB, we are going into our first guest. JB,
welcome.
We have a new talent today that we wanted to introduce to the women's bodybuilding landscape. And JB, introduce our guest today.
It's Barbara Vitéz from Hungary. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Barbara.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
We've saw your pictures. You sent some pictures to us, and we were JB and myself, and we showed it on Instagram, and people like, wow, we have some crazy potential. And especially, what's your age, Barbara?
I'm a 22 years old Hungarian girl. My name is Barbie Vitéz. Vitéz means warrior in Hungary. So I am a warrior.
That's for sure.
But you can also call me Tiger because everybody calls me that in the gym.
Wow.
Why do they call you the Tiger?
Because I have muscles.
Good.
And my arms look like a tiger. Eyes.
Vitéz, is that a regular Hungarian name or is it like Spanish or something?
It is a regular Hungarian name, yes.
Okay, okay. We thought it was some Spanish, JB, didn't you?
Yeah. It sounds like Spanish, you know.
We've seen some of your pictures from before. You were a very, very skinny girl. JB, did you see the pictures you just sent us? We're going to post them here. Tell us a little bit, Barbara. How did you fall in love with bodybuilding?
Okay, I trained for 6 years. 2.5 years ago, I met with my boyfriend in a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And the hardcore workout starting there.
2.5 years ago, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you start? And for people at home, her English is good, but it's not fluent, so that's why we go a little bit slower. So
okay,
when you start to train 2.5 years ago with your boyfriend and your coach, was it like 5 times a day training one muscle group at a time, like real bodybuilding training, or was it just light training?
We train 3 days and 1 rest.
Okay, like a bodybuilder, correct?
Like a bodybuilder, yes.
Yes. Did you know anything about bodybuilding then? Did you watch any like the girls from America or in Europe? Did you watch like, I don't know, Hella Trevino or whoever it was? Did you watch any bodybuilders?
Yes, I watch every Miss Olympia and
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
Seriously, I look up to many bodybuilders. Nowadays, of course, Andrea Shaw, Lando Murray from the 19s, Yitka Harasimova, chess bodybuilder, and in bodybuilding, my role model is Marcus Ruhl.
Yes, that's good. Yeah,
sure, man.
Look like to him, but of course, it's a joke.
In Hungary, is there many girls who are competing in physique and bodybuilding?
In Hungary, bodybuilding is popular too, but unfortunately, there are so sorry.
It's okay.
Currently, there are many girls.
There aren't so many girls doing it.
Aren't many girls
No.
in physique, in bodybuilding, as in bikini or wellness.
So what do you do outside before we go into your plans of what you're going to do on the stage? Do you have an outside job, or what do you do outside of bodybuilding?
After graduated from high school, I went to university. I finished it last year.
In what?
I have a diploma in communication. I am a journalist, but as you can see, now I work as a personal trainer because it's my dream job.
So you are educated journalist, correct?
Yes.
So how many languages do you speak then?
English, Spanish, and a little bit German.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
JB, say something in German. Test her German, JB.
Oh no.
I can ask.
Favor.
Okay.
I have a very speech favor. Sorry.
Also, very simple one. Wie geht's dir?
Danke, prima gut.
Schön zu hören. Danke. Continue.
You are a personal trainer in the gym. What gym are you like in your gym where you train, or online?
I prefer to old school gyms.
That's where you train clients. You train clients from there.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
In Hungary, you have thousands of super modern gyms, but I prefer to train in a old school gym.
Old school. Hungary, JB. Is that the country from Peter Molnar? Is he the legend there, or is that he's the big name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else is from Hungary that's competing today?
Béla Cocaine, for example.
Yeah. Or the famous one.
That's the 212. No, who?
Béla Cocaine.
Who is that, JB?
I don't know really know him, but I know an immigrant, Susie Kellner from Budapest. He's emigrated 5 years ago to Florida. He was also very famous there in body fitness. Yeah, and also there are many. Yeah, but not so famous one. Ursula Toldi, for example. Also, something.
So you're 22 years old, and we're gonna post some pictures and video in the interview so people can see the structure is very good. The muscle bellies are good. The conditioning in these pictures are obviously very good. You're feminine, young, and all this. But what is the plan for you now? You're 22, and what is your goals for what division are you choosing? What show do you want to come pro? What's your goals for this year, 2022-3?
I never compete. I plan to compete now in May at Béla Cocaine Classic, but I had to stop my prep after 3 months of dieting because of eating poison.
Oh,
so
eating what? Poison?
Poison, yes.
What happened?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was possible.
Okay. So you stopped your prep after 3 months of dieting?
Yes.
How was that? Let's see if you can understand. So your first show ever, and you prep for 3 months, that's almost the entire prep. And then you have to stop because of food poisoning. How did you mentally take this?
It was very hard for me, but I will prep to October Fit Parade in Hungary, women's physiques.
Yeah.
And I will turn pro as soon as possible.
So you're going to do a regional or just a pro qualifier? Do you need to do a regional, or can you just do a pro qualifier?
Both.
You have to do both. And both are the same weekend?
As the same weekend, yes.
In October?
In October, yes.
Wow. So right now, are you still dieting for this show, or are you taking a little break now, or what are you doing then? Because this is a long time to be prepping from January to October. Are you on a break now, or?
a little break, and then I will bulk some muscles. I have to gain some muscles.
Yes, we have to get very important to gain some muscles. This is very important for women. How much do you weigh right now? We can see the conditioning is good. How much do you weigh in kilos?
I am 75 kilos now.
And you're not so tall. How tall are you?
173.
Oh.
So JB, 75 kilos at home, that's about 165 pounds or around there. And that's pretty good in your conditioning, because you're very low. What are you, 10% body fat or something like this?
No.
You don't know how much body fat?
No,
how much do you know? What? Lesser, or you have higher? What did you say no to? Your body fat is very low, correct?
Yeah, my body fat is low, but I don't know how much.
Exactly how much. No. So 75 kilos, that's a good weight. So we're going up a little bit more in size before we start the shredding contest diet again, correct? Yeah. So your coach, tell us a little bit about your coach, your boyfriend, correct?
Yeah, my boyfriend is my coach.
Yeah.
He's in bodybuilding for 30 years.
For 30, what is his name?
Yes. Her name is Andreas András in Hungarian.
Okay, and he's a bodybuilder. He's been competing for a long time, so he knows what he's doing then.
Yes.
Yes, that's good. That's great. We wanted to have you on because we want people to see young new talents, and obviously when we show the pictures and the videos, I think people were really impressed with you, JB, weren't they, on our Instagram?
Yeah, they were stunned. So many reactions, and it was great.
Do you feel the reaction from fans, Barbara? You're very quiet on Instagram. There's not much, but have you seen some people are excited for you now?
Yeah, I see it, and it's incredible. So
good. Keep going.
That's good to hear. We are excited to get to know you now, and we will be paying attention. Now people are going to pay close attention to October, correct? Fit Parade?
Yes.
What date?
On 5th of October.
Okay, 5th of October.
Yes.
And are you going to release some more videos and pictures this prep? Are we going to show the fans something?
Okay.
Yeah, good. That's a good. We hope so. Before we go, where can people reach you? Do you have a web page, or is it just Instagram? Do you have something else?
Just Instagram.
Instagram. So if some people want to prep with you or use you as a coach, they can contact you there, correct?
Okay.
Yeah. JB?
Yep.
We thank Barbara, don't we, for coming on?
Yeah, very much. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much, Barbara, for coming on.
A very, very big thanks for you guys. Thank you so much, because I didn't prove anything, and I will serve your trust as soon as possible in the near future.
Thanks.
We really hope. Barbara, listen, there's millions of girls we could have gotten on, but we chose you because there's a reason for it, because we saw some crazy potential, and I hope you will prove us right this October.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for anything.
JB?
Hey, AJ.
Introduce the new potential star that's on our show today.
We have a lady known as Hussein. Welcome.
Hi.
You need some more nicknames, JB. What's her nickname? Does she have a nickname? Do you have a nickname, Hussein? Do you have a nickname?
I do. You might not like it, though. It's my stepdad used to call me Peanut because I'm short.
Peanut, that's cute.
No, that's not going to work as a superstar. You can't be called the Peanut. No.
That's cute.
First, before we go into everything, tell us about your exotic name. We haven't had a Hussein before on our channel.
Okay, it's not that interesting actually. It just comes from my biological dad. He's from Lebanon. So half my family is from Lebanon. And so here in the US, you take your dad's last name, and so that's just where my name comes from. It's not like I've been to Lebanon once, but I was born here in the US.
Okay, so do you have any Lebanese like tradition, or do you follow anything, or like culture, or anything, food-wise, or music, or?
I love the food. I love the music. When I was younger, I spoke it a little bit, but that's about the extent of it. I still keep in touch with my cousins. My older sister and brother do have a little bit of traditions. Like my older sister does like to keep some tradition, but other than that, we're pretty Americanized.
JB, I want to test you, JB and Hannah. Who is the most famous Lebanese bodybuilder of all time?
Isn't it Hadi right now? No, oh no.
You thought Hadi Chupam is from Lebanon.
Oh, from Lebanon. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Okay. I was thinking just Middle Eastern. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't.
JB?
I'm not interested in much in men's bodybuilding, you know.
You don't know who Samir Bonut, Mr. Olympia 1983 is from Lebanon. You didn't know that?
No.
No. Anyway.
I feel better that I'm not the only one that didn't know.
Okay. Hama, we're going to go back 2021. Me and JB, we're watching every bodybuilding event in the world that's concerning women's bodybuilding. And we saw you NPC Nationals, correct?
Yes.
We saw you up there, and then you come out, crazy frame, balance between upper and lower body, legs are flaring, the lats are there, most important, tiny waist, clean skin. This was a great sight to see, by the way. Talk to us about, because that was when you realized you were in this women's bodybuilding thing. Is this correct?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Talk to us about that 2021 and how you felt on stage and a little bit about that.
So it was my first time in the bodybuilding category. And thank you so much I didn't know you guys paid attention to that.
Of course.
I was really nervous, but it felt so natural. The bodybuilding poses, they feel so natural to me. And I came from figure. So I started in figure in 2013 was my...
Wait, 20? Aren't you like 22 years old or something?
Thank you. No, I'm 32 actually.
Okay, so 2012 was what you said. So you were only 20 years old. Figure.
Yeah, I was 21, I believe. My first time in figure, and I was very new to it, but I never felt super comfortable in the poses. I never felt comfortable in the heels, which is funny because I actually like wearing heels. It just felt weird on stage. And then I ended up switching coaches to Shelby Starnes in 2019.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to do bodybuilding. So ever since I was a teenager, I always wanted to do bodybuilding. I just didn't think I would ever be big enough. I didn't think that I would, because
how much did you weigh as a figure competitor?
The heaviest I got, I want to say I was like 115. I was pretty light. I'm short, so I'm barely 5'2".
But still,
yeah,
that was the heaviest you was in off season.
On stage, that was the heaviest.
Okay, I'll say okay, yeah. It's not too bad though, but it's not epic either. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
I also did not have a great coach starting out. I had a coach that really, really starved me and really discouraged me putting on any more muscle. He kind of had a bias. He didn't like anything other than figure. He was like, for women, I don't like any more than figure. It just doesn't look good. And so I kind of, I had this discouragement of, okay, is he kind of telling me, but he loved me. As soon as I walked in there, full disclosure, I had no intentions of competing the first time I competed. So as soon I was going in for nutrition, and he saw my shoulders and he goes, "You got to compete." And I was like, "I don't know what that is." Like, I didn't know it existed.
You didn't know anything. You weren't at home sitting and watching Arnold Schwarzenegger as a kid and Linda Murray and.
Well, so not back then. I was very sheltered as a child. So I knew who Arnold was because I saw his movies, but I didn't know anything about competing. and I never saw anything online. Like I had a flip phone for the longest time, so I didn't really have access to any of this world. And the first time I saw a female bodybuilder was on a magazine.
Oh
And I
yeah.
bought the magazine as soon as I saw
Which
it.
magazine? Flex magazine or?
I believe it was Flex. I believe it was.
Who was the girl?
I don't know. I'm still trying to find her. She was blonde, short hair, and she was doing a dumbbell row, and the picture was in black and white. So if
Corey Everson.
Was it? It probably
I don't know. JB, who could it be?
Short hair. Ooh.
When she had the short blonde.
I'll find out.
We'll find out. Anyway, yes.
Yeah. So that was the first time I had ever seen a woman like that size, that muscular, because like I said, I was very sheltered. My mom and my twin sister are very tiny, right? So we have my twin and I have very different structures. But growing up, I was just exposed to women that were very, the ideal was as skinny as you could be.
So what were you feeling? Because I remember the first time I saw a big muscular man, I was probably like 4 years old. I said, this is what I want to be. So with you, when you saw this beautiful woman, huge, shredded, what were you thinking? What was going through your body?
I was thinking, holy crap, I want to look like that.
Yes.
It changed everything, because before I'd seen that, before I knew that women could actually look like that, I had no idea. I always thought that, to be accepted physically, I had to be skinny, like what I was supposed to. Like all the women around me wanted to be, like ballerinas, essentially. And my body really fought me on that, because it doesn't like, even though I wasn't naturally huge, it's really hard for me to lose weight. And so once I put on weight, it's there. Right. So, and my twin was the opposite, where she was, she lost weight very easy, stayed super rail thin, super effortlessly till.
Were you jealous on that?
I was, because I thought that was the ideal. And then I saw this woman and I was like, oh, like there's no going back. I didn't want anything else.
So you met Shelby 2019, figure, go from there.
So Shelby, actually, he had commented on one of my pictures, and I was looking for a new coach because the coach I was with, I knew wasn't going to allow me to push the way I wanted to.
What type of a coach? We don't say the name, but this was a very suspect coach.
So the one I was with at the time, I will say he was better than the one I started with. Okay. So the one I started with really, really did me bad. So I had a lot of hormonal issues. Like he had me on 1,100 calories for over a year. Like a starvation diet.
That's that bikini diet for a whole year.
Exactly. Yes, because he wanted me to stay photo shoot ready and all this stuff. And
were you losing some of your hair and like your period cycles and all this?
All of it. Yeah. And so the coach that I was with when I switched to Shelby, he was trying to get me healthy. So I do appreciate that he did get me healthy, and thankfully, he got me back to baseline, which is great. But he kept me too healthy to compete. So he was a good coach for health, but not a great coach for pushing. Games. Yes, exactly. And so I felt healthy enough then, once I kind of fixed my hormones and everything. I was like, okay, I want to give this another shot, because figure it never felt solid to me.
No.
And so I met Shelby, and he had already messaged me. So I was like, it's a sign. And I saw athletes. And so I just long shot. I was like, are you taking athletes? And he was like, I would love to take you on. And so I was like, what do you think? Because I was nervous. I was like, I don't know if I'm ever what I really wanted to do was bodybuilding. Always in my heart was bodybuilding.
But when you say bodybuilding in 2019, me and JB, we were crying because there was no Miss Olympia at the time. And did you even know that there was no Miss Olympia? Were you even wondering where's our division? Like you say bodybuilding, were you thinking physique, or were you thinking about women's bodybuilding? What do you mean bodybuilding?
Bodybuilding. I mean, the bodybuilding poses, the front lat spread, the side
chest,
and I knew it was gone. I knew when Irish Kyle was winning, they took it out of the Olympia. And I knew that. I still wanted to do it. I didn't care.
Yeah.
For me, it's not about prize money and things like that. In my heart, I love it. And so I love the poses. It feels natural to me.
So Shelby, 2019 we are now.
Yeah. And he encouraged me to do physique. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I don't think I'm big enough. And he was like, you are big enough. He was like, you can do physique now. And so what I did in 2019 was I did figure and physique at the same show to see what I placed higher. And I won physique. I won my class and I got second in figure. And so that told me, all right, I'm going to physique. And I was saying that I was going to have a couple years, at least 5 years to put on size for bodybuilding, which of course I still need to get bigger for it. You can't.
5 years? No, not with the right everything. It doesn't take 5 years when you already.
Yeah, that was just in my head because, I'm looking at the biggest of the, so I don't want to go up there and look tiny.
No.
But I did a photo shoot one time and I did a bodybuilding pose for the first time. And I posted it and I was like, one day I'm going to do these poses on stage. Yeah. And he messaged me and he goes, you can do that now, right? And I was like, but now I do.
Yeah. That was 2020?
That was 2020. Yeah.
So your first women's bodybuilding show was when?
It was 2021.
The show we were talking about was your first? Yeah. No.
That was my
That's your first ever bodybuilding show.
Yeah.
JB.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So in women's bodybuilding right now, and especially in America, in the pro qualifiers, as you've seen, there's very few real legit women's bodybuilders. It's usually figure girls or some physique girls, and very few women bodybuilders. And the girls who aren't in shape, or they're older, or they are, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, it's not like it back in the day, or even in Europe, there's almost no women bodybuilders in pro qualifiers. It is what it is. So when you walk out there, what were you thinking? You weren't as big. Your condition wasn't prime time, but you had everything else. What were you thinking?
I was thinking I just wanted to get top 5.
Okay.
I knew. So I did the same thing at that show. Actually, I did physique and bodybuilding, and they placed me 3rd in bodybuilding and 4th in physique. And so that I took that as a sign. And also, we didn't try to make weight at that show. We kind of just came in how I came in, and I was 9 pounds lighter than everyone in my class. So I was at
9 pounds.
Oh,
I was at the very bottom of the weight class. And
who won it?
Alexa Castro.
Yep.
Oh, she won the whole thing. The pro card. We had her on 2 years. She's disappeared, JB, from women's bodybuilding now, or
she takes a break now and concentrates on your stuff and coaching.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, we don't like to hear taking breaks. Anyway. Okay,
I promise it'll take a big thing for me to take a break. Okay, it would have to be like close to death for me to take a break at this point.
Well, anyway, so you got 3rd there, correct?
Yes, I got 3rd, and so I took that as okay. I'm the smallest in my class, but looking at the pictures, I do need to put on more size. But I felt like I kind of held my own up there. Like my back and my shoulders were like it. I didn't look super like a whole 9 pounds lighter.
JB, say something impressive to her. Well, I check our DMs because I want to write what we said after that show. JB, say something special.
Yeah, I knew that. I could imagine into comparisons like it was to the other ladies, but I saw your shape and it was there's potential there, and you already had this we could call it hourglass shape, and I thought, okay, Hannah, this is it, and you have a bright future, and you are in the early 20s now, and so you can really make it.
She's not in her 20s, by the way, but anyway. So I'm looking at the post. JB, I'm clicking on it, nothing happens. I don't know what's going on.
What?
Anyway,
okay.
we wrote the post, JB, after we saw it, and we were something about. Do you remember that post?
Yeah.
Do you remember the post?
Did I post it?
That we posted after your show.
Yes, I do. I do. So I put something, so I got the judges' feedback and I posted that because they told me, they were like, you could do body, like you belong in bodybuilding, or you could do physique. They basically said whichever one you want, you'll do well in. And they specifically said, I can't remember which coach it was or which judge it was, but they said, nail your conditioning and you will be very hard to beat. And so I took that as, all right, I'm going to go full steam ahead in bodybuilding. And you guys made a post and you used.
Here we wrote, and I quote, Hamna, who just finished 3rd place, blah, blah. After the feedback she got from the judges and her coach, she's super motivated to go all in. She has the marketable looks. We won't. Anyway, the point that we were saying is that if she can put on the size, you can be the next bright star of women's bodybuilding. Do you feel that?
I'm starting to now. I'm starting to now. I do know I have quite a ways to go, and that's okay. I'm willing to put in the work. But I do feel it now. I do feel like I found my home in this category, which is always what I wanted. I just thought it would take another 10 years to get there.
No. So 2021, you impressed. It was good, but you taking a whole year off. I think you switched coaches a couple of times, whatever. You took a whole year off. You're 10 weeks out now, correct?
Yes, 10 weeks out.
How much do you weigh now compared to the last 10 weeks out? But most importantly, how is the condition compared to that?
So I'm about 135 right now. I want to say 137 on stage.
What you were?
I want to say I was 130. I believe, I'll have to go back and look. I believe I was 137 on stage at the last time I competed.
Yeah, and you are now?
I'm now 135. So
that means you're going to get much better condition than last time then.
Yes, and I'm probably as conditioned right now as I was 5 weeks out at that show. So I think I'm going to have the conditioning they want this year. My body's responding really well. I'm making weekly changes where other preps, it was very hard. It was like fighting against myself to make these changes. And I have changed a lot. I've changed my training. I've changed my training partner.
Who's your training partner?
My training partner, his name is Jake.
Does he motivate you? Does he push you?
He does, absolutely. Yeah. So I think that was one of the biggest variables. I'm also not I was dealing with very bad insomnia for the last 5 years since I've changed my training. Yeah. Super bad insomnia since I changed my training. And I this is one of the ways I know I've gone in the right direction is my insomnia is gone. It's insane.
Isn't that a miracle from above? That's a big deal.
No.
Yeah, I could not.
Hey, JB, hey, careful. JB doesn't believe in the upstairs. He only believes in the downstairs. Stop it down, JB. No. So it's gone. How did that talk to us a little bit? Because that's the big deal for you, isn't it?
It is. It's a huge deal because it directly affects recovery. It affects everything. It would affect my training when I was dealing with insomnia because I'd be so exhausted on top of prep. I really think that and there was some things that happened in my personal life. I trained with my training partner before Jake for years, and it was more of a personal relationship, and it was not doing me any justice. And unfortunately, I could not see that at the time. He was a power lifter, and
that's not how we want to train.
Yeah, and he would. He's not. I don't want to talk bad about him. He's not a bad person, but he would make me feel a little selfish when I needed to change my training for prep because and this is another reason why we don't really talk anymore is because he never liked bodybuilding. He never really supported it.
Okay.
So that was a big deal. And now everyone in my life are either 100% for it or I'm like, okay, this is my life now. So you can go do your own thing. It's fine if you don't agree with it, but you can't stay here.
So you are with Shelby now. It's 10 weeks out. Are you on the same, what can I say? Have you suffered a lot, but now he changes all the time, correct? So some phases it's more cardio, less food, and all of a sudden you're having 400-gram carb days, correct?
Yeah, actually, I've had 2 high carb days, which the previous prep that I did for my first bodybuilding show, I almost had no high carbs because my body was fighting me so bad. Now it's like I'm not doing nearly as much cardio. I'm doing half the amount of cardio that I was doing, and he's given me in the past 2 weeks 2 high days, which is like uncalled for, right?
So you're gonna get in shape earlier so you can have more calories at the end, so you can have more energy for stage, correct?
That's what I'm hoping, because
that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We know. But anyway, we're doing the pro qualifier. There's no regional things in America, right? Is it just pro qualifier or what is it?
So I'm gonna be doing the Chicago, and so what I understand,
JB, Miss International, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so from what I understand, if I win that show, I could go directly to.
You're going straight into the Open Pro show, correct?
Yeah. And I'll do it. I'll do it. Like,
of course, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Straight to Olympia.
Who won Miss International last year and the year before, JB? Do we remember? Because it used to have some good name. Can you remember how?
Angie.
Yeah, I think.
Was that last year? No.
The day before. Last year before. Angie won Chicago.
Yeah. And what about last year? Do we remember?
No.
I want to say it was
was it an older shorter woman?
I think so. I want to say I followed her.
So Angie, and you saw how that one turned out, huh?
Yeah, she looked fantastic.
Top 2 at the Olympia after 1 year.
Yeah,
that's very impressive. So we're doing Chicago Pro. I mean, Miss International, and if you win it, is it 2? And it's 2 pro cards in the class, correct?
I believe so. So.
So this is your time now.
Oh, yeah.
It will.
This is your time, isn't it?
Yeah.
JB, this is her time.
This is really time. Yeah.
And each time we had a girl on and we said, this is your time. Castro, she turned pro. Chelsea Dion has been killing the game. We invented her. We created her from nothing to Olympia. Anyway,
I met her at a photo shoot once. She's really nice.
Yeah,
a little bit about that. We've seen your modeling and your artwork are going viral. Are you always been an artistic person or?
No, I'm getting more into it, but it's really the photographers. They're like, this is what I want.
Okay.
And I appreciate it. I do. But I'm not very artistic. I don't feel, I kind of just let them tell me what to do.
Is this something you enjoy doing?
Yes.
Because a lot of girls, they do it as an amateur, and once they turn pro and get Olympia, for some weird reason, they just stop. I don't know why. Is this something you enjoy doing?
I love it. I don't think I would stop unless somebody was like, "Hey, you should stop."
maybe the rates are getting too high from the pro stand.
You think so? No, I don't know. We
missed
that little bit.
It's racing up. I know it from personal questions that when you are amateur athletes, okay, you can get photo shootings from I don't know 1,000 a day or something, and then it raises up to 10,000 a day, and then the photographer says, "Oh, no, it's just too much."
Okay, but you enjoy this type of work, correct?
I do. Yeah.
Because you have many different platforms, correct, where people can reach you, correct?
Yeah, so Instagram, I got Facebook. I don't have Snapchat anymore, but I have several platforms.
I followed you on Snapchat.
I don't think Snapchat, she's too popular for that. We don't need them guys snapping whatever they're snapping on there.
TikTok.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah. Anyway, forget about that. Okay. JB?
Yeah.
We didn't know Hama had such good charisma. We see it now. We obviously saw the potential a year ago. Conditioning was needed. This time it will be a completely different ball game. You love women's bodybuilding. And Hama, are you going to make sure that this is your year?
Yes, I'm going to do 100%. Anything I need to do, I will do it to make this my year. I'm all in on that.
Good, JB. This is we want to wish you say something, JB.
Yeah, I just want to ask you. I'm just curious. I'm the outside competition question asker. Do you have any regular job or just doing bodybuilding for personal training or some stuff?
So it kind of is my job, to be honest. So I do OnlyFans. That is my main source of income. I was doing personal training, and I still do some personal training.
One thing, I don't want to go into your private business, but do we get? Don't tell me exact number because that's private. But is it enough to live on OnlyFans for you?
Comfortably, yes.
Wow.
Can you say a little bit? Is it more than 4,000? Okay, we don't want to say it, but it's good.
It's good. I'm very comfortable. I don't have to. What's it like? I don't have to.
It's good. It's okay. So it's good. You can live on it, compete on it, and prep on it.
Yes, I can prep on it. I can travel on it. I can do everything I need to.
Did you graduate in high school to finish university?
I did go to school for nutrition, but I don't really use it, honestly. I kind of stopped enjoying it, to be honest.
Okay.
Look at the timing, JB.
Yeah.
See, it's 2 minutes left, and you're talking about nutrition. We gotta see some flexing, JB.
Yeah. You had all the questions all the time. You come on, let me do something.
Hama, can we our time is running out in 2 minutes. We gotta see some shots. Can we see it?
Okay.
We gotta see it.
Whoa.
I'm gonna give you guys a lat spread. Okay, hold on.
How many weeks are we out?
10.
We're 10 weeks. JB.
Wow. Look at their conditioning. Wow.
Is it good enough, you guys?
Wow, great.
It's great. I think the conditioning is going to be there.
Yeah.
We know it is. And with that conditioning, we're going straight to the top, correct?
Yes, sir.
JB, say something since I ended your student talk with 1 minute flexing. I know fans would see flexing and she's finished high school or not.
Yeah, come on. We had some flex. So
say something interesting now. We gotta go.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm out of concept. Okay. I'm relaxing. Thank you very much for coming on and the great conversations on DM beforehand. We've certainly follow your journey towards Chicago. We will certainly, you get it on point. And so I think, thank you very much. And AJ, last words?
So much
when you win your pro card now in Chicago, we're going to have you on for the victory after you had some food after the show. And then we're going to find JB and myself. We're going to create an Instagram poll to find your new nickname. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely. I love that idea.
Anyone you want to say thank you before we go?
My training partner and you guys and my family. Love them all. Thank you guys so much. This has been amazing. You guys are so much fun.
Thanks.
And thank you very much for your time. And JB, we are
out.
Hama, you got to say, oh yeah. You got to say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.